Hey fellow gamers, Chatty, Sisa here. In this video you can find the complete list of all the mods that I have used for my first time playthrough of Mass Effect Andromeda, and also separately the mods for my Sara Ryder and the respective sliders that you need to set up in the character customization if you would like to replicate her looks. If you like this video, you can also check out my modding guide for Frosty mods for 2024 or the entire Mass Effect Andromeda playthrough linked at the end of this vid. And I'd really appreciate if you could give me a like, comment or subscribe. Thank you very much already in advance, stay tuned and game on! On the screen you can now see how the mods look like in my Frosty Mod Manager. There's a full list of all the mods on the left side. You cannot see it completely, but I will go through every single one with a very brief description so you have an idea why I have it. And then on the right side you see the exact load order in which the mods are applied in the game. As you can see, the cheap research mod is on the very top of the list and it's unticked, meaning I still have it. But I haven't applied it in the game. For now it's not working, but I'm keeping it because I would like to figure out how to make it work. I'll introduce the mods in the same order as they are applied in the game, from the top, which is the biggest priority, to the bottom, which are just some textures. The first one in line is the MEA fix pack. This one introduces various fixes to issues that were left unresolved by the developers. Be careful because it should be only used with the version 1.10 of the game, but it is also stated in the mod's description. You can also see the file which I have downloaded on the bottom of the screen. The next mod is called Profiles Reworked, and it gives all the profiles some unique and useful bonuses. Sometimes it's enhancing what's already in the game, sometimes it gives some additional powers. For example, for the engineer, the tech power cooldown and tech power damage have been enhanced, and also the combat drone for the engineer has some good abilities. There are, aside from the main file, also optional files which give specific combinations or unique abilities to certain characters, for example Biotic Blink for Adept and Vanguard, etc. Please read the description and see for yourself if there is some optional file for you which you would find useful as well, aside from the main file. The next mod is called Better Squad, and it increases all offensive and defensive passive powers and some special skills for all the squad mates. This way they will deal a little bit more damage and be more useful in a fight. The mod Faster Kadara Doors reduces the long time that it's taking for the interaction with the doors in the Kadara port. The mod More Skill Points is also something that you should only use if you have the game version 1.10, and this mod changes the amount of skill points which Ryder receives on leveling up. There are several options in the files section. There's versions from A to F, so feel free to choose one which fits you most. For me, the version which I have chosen is the version B. The mod Quick Loot removes the item pickup menu when you are looting. All the items dropped from the looting object will be automatically moved into the inventory. There are several options here as well under the files section, so feel free to choose one that suits you the most. The next thing which you can see on the screen is called Initiative Tempest. It's actually not a separate mod in itself. The main mod where I have this from is called Project Pretty, and the same mod also includes the Universal Complexion, which you see lower down in the list of mods. So both the Universal Complexion as well as the Initiative Tempest are coming from Project Pretty. The mod is an overhaul of various textures throughout the game. It improves the overall appearance of characters, Nomad, Tempest, and all sorts of different things. There are 38 files to choose from in the files section, so take your time, read through and pick everything that you like. There's various options which are really good. If you're not aware what the names of the files mean, all you have to do is go to the images section, and there you see an image of what each of those files is representing. The next mod on the list is Shorter Landing and Departure Cinematics. The description here is quite clear. The mod shortens the time when you look at the landing and departure cinematics when you land on a planet, and also when you go back on the Tempest. This also includes the tram cinematics, which were shortened as well. The Nomad ND2 mod improves speed, boost and mining capabilities of the Nomad. There are again several options here in the files section, and each of those files has a good description, so you can decide for yourself which one you would like to download. The Remnant Sudoku puzzle glyphs to numbers is a mod that changes the remnant glyphs to Arabic numerals. It should be easier therefore for you to resolve these kind of small mini-games in the Mass Effect Andromeda game. The mod Better Quantity Selection Screen is adding buttons to the quantity selection screen so that you can easier alter the quantity when you are bartering and trading. The mod Balanced Weapons has a good description on the Nexus mods, where it says that the enemies continue increasing in health and damage each time you level up to scale to your difficulty, which would be fine so far. But the damage the enemies deal is not the issue, it's the health that they gain. Even if you have no more stats to increase, enemies will continue to gain more health each time you level up until they are extremely bullet spongy, which means you do have a problem to actually kill them off, because they can take a vast amount of damage. So this one helps you to balance out the weapons in not to be too overpowered, but also to be able to challenge your opponents or your enemies in game at higher levels. The No Auto Reload mod is pretty self-explanatory. It disables the automatic reloading when the clip is empty. You don't have to worry about it like we did have to in the original Mass Effect trilogy, where you had to manually reload. Here the automatic reload is working in the game, but for those who are used to not having this auto reload and they do want to reload manually themselves, this is the right mod to download. The next mod, which says Minerva Hairstyle, is coming from the Anto Hairstyles mod. This mod contains 31 files and they are available for both male and female rider. I suggest to go to the Images tab and pick that hairstyle which you like, and then go back into the Files section and look for the name of the file which has the same name as the image. Careful here, as I mentioned already previously in my modding guide. If you want to apply the Anto hairstyles, make sure that your mesh quality in the game in the settings is set to Ultra. The hairstyle I have used for my female Sara Ryder is called Minerva, so this is the one that you see in the game. For the next mod, called Better Hair Colors, I will also read very quickly a brief description which is on the Nexus mods. This mod improves hair colors by brightening some and adding highlights and lowlights with more blending for modded hair. The colors with extreme roots or colorless ends have been fixed, while still retaining depth and natural variance. Some colors have been altered, so there is more variety. I find this very useful, especially in the combination with the Anto hairstyles, so you get really better colors for your new modded hair. As I mentioned before, the universal complexion is a part of the mod Project Pretty. If you go into the Images tab, you will see a couple of images where Sara Ryder is on the screen, and there are various names for each of the complexions which you can choose. So you will see all in the images, and you can pick the one which you like, the complexion which is most suitable for your Sara Ryder, and you can use that one. For me, it was the one called Universal. The mod Lush Lashes is probably very self-explanatory. It does provide fuller lashes for everyone, and with everyone we mean men, women and the Asari as well. The mod Human Makeup is a retexture of eyeliners, eyeshadows, lip colors, etc. for human, females and male presets. And I have to say it's much better with the mod than in the original game. You can see it on the tab Images, where there is a comparison between the images from the game which is unmodded versus the modded one. And I do really have to say that some of the original makeup in the game looks pretty ridiculous, so this makeup mod is really a useful thing. The next mod in the list has a very fitting name. It's called Headphones Be Gone, and it removes the headphones from the athletic gear which Ryder is wearing. This mod will work alongside other custom retextures of the athletic wear, so you should be fine. There is a note on the main page of the mod which says that the mod is no longer being supported or updated. I haven't reached the stage yet in my playthrough where it would be visible or not visible, so I cannot tell if the mod is working, but so far the Frosty Mod Manager didn't have any objections for me installing this one, so I hope it will be working in the game. The mod PB Tweak is a retexture of PB's face and the makeup that she's wearing. I will be honest, I don't know what the devs were thinking when they gave her this creepy black smear across her face. That's the only way how I can comment on that. I don't even know how to call it. That's not makeup, that just looks terrible. So for me this was a no-brainer when I found this mod that I did install it. The next mod, named Turians Restored, is in the Frosty Mod Manager in two lines. One is the Turians Restored, as you can see, and one is Turians Restored Vetra. There is a separate file for Vetra as she's the companion, and then there is a separate file for all the Turians in the game, basically all the NPCs. The mod is a retexture of all the Turians, bringing them back closer to their original look from the Mass Effect trilogy. And the last mod is a retexture of My Face is Tired. Oops, I meant Edison, of course. The real full name of the mod is Femshapping's NPC Edits, and you can find 6 files there, which are for various NPCs across the game, and you can pick the retexture which you prefer the most. The mods which I have used for my Sara Ryder are the ones which are highlighted now on the right side of the screen under Applied Mods. The details of those are mentioned in the previous section of this vid. Aside from these mods, you will have to also adjust the sliders during the customization of your character directly in the game, and the sliders are visible now on the screen in the next couple of minutes.